In this video, we're going to talk about mixing colours. So I use powdered grout. For most colours, especially light ones, I start with a white. I find it tends to lighten up, especially when I'm using the white grout as a base. Now I also have a solid black grout, which is amazing for getting black. I like to add it into my darker colours to really make those added darker when they dry, because it dries without a white haze through it. So to get the colour varieties that I use acrylic paints or sample pots from Bunnings, so house paint colours. I kind of figure pigment is pigment, whether it's got liquids in there to make it into a paint or if you're buying powdered pigments. I used to work for a paint company and I feel it's all the same thing. Make it a toothpaste consistency. Seems to be really good for holding its shape. So this is where the traditionalists are going to scream and go, oh my God. I'm not a traditionalist. I do not follow tradition. I like to make art my own. So tradition is one thing. Individuality is what makes your art yours. And using coloured grout is what makes my art mine. Okay. So I'm mixing paint in for the different colours and pigments. If you're using a darker colour, I recommend using a grey or a black powdered grout, because when you are using the white grout as a base, it does dry at a lighter colour, which you probably don't want if you're wanting your dark greys, browns, blues, greens, things like that. So your darker tones, I would put some, like a very, very little amount in there, and then add a little bit more if you need to as you go. All right. So what I do is I put them in these plastic containers with lids. If you water them down once you're finished with them for the day, if you water them down a bit with some water, they will last overnight until the next day. If you leave them at that pasty consistency, they will be quite dry and crummy by the next day, if not set. Right, so it needs to be an airtight container. You need to feed it like you would sourdough and look after it every day for it to last. So this is the black grout, and it is very, very dark. You can see it's already staining my fingers. So it really, really takes over the white. So you only need a little tiny bit of the black. So that's it when it comes to colours. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.